Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Dan's Auto Diagnostics and Repair. Today we got a 2014 Ford Taurus, and it was brought to us a couple days ago, but I was on another project, but we're just getting a hold of it today. It's about 6 something in the morning, 7:14 in the morning, and we're about to take a look at it. Little history from the customer. Says it's in here for a water pump because it's overheating, and it's got some drivability problems. I guess he's had this water pump done before, and after the guy did the water pump, it wouldn't drive good again. It's never driven good since the last water pump install, and that's about all I know. So we're gonna go hook up a scan tool to it and see what we got. Let's get after it. Looks like it was involved in a little incident here. Let's see what we got. Little abrasion there. Looks like the front clips off there. Well, it's had its share of road battle. Alright, almost done scanning here. Already got 6 trouble codes in the PCM. Two more to scan here. Alright, let's view the report. So our check engine light came back on, and we got us a P0017 for a camshaft position correlation. So got that cam crank correlation issue, and then we got that active grill shutter deal. Alright, we're back in the car here. We're watching the temperature gauge. Temperature gauge is normal right there. On the scan tool, we're looking at 205. It seems like it would be higher than that, but the car's saying it's normal, so I'm just giving her a little time here. The data PIDs I got pulled up are for the camshaft position sensors, intake on our bank 1 and 2, and exhaust on bank 1 and 2. No errors across the board there. Camshaft, cam and crank correlation is synchronized. That's good. Let me get this phone. Right there at the thermostat housing, looks like 205. Got up to 205. Let's see this side. I don't know if this thing's reading off of that accurately, but we got 2. That should have opened up as it's at 205 right there. 237 here. And we're getting a little up there on the dash, so it is indicating it's getting hot. Yeah, that's not coming down. And this don't appear to be opening up at all. At least it's not cooling. So, yeah, we got a water pump issue. Now that we've diagnosed the issue, let's get after it. First thing we need to do is take the air cleaner off. Probably disconnect the battery, take the intake off, and then get after these heads, disconnect all the wires, and we got to get to the front of the motor. It's a big job. I got this off, this connector, that hose, the one back here. Took that one off because it goes across the motor here. I think it's time to get some bolts out. These bolts here and one up here, and Hopefully that comes off. Alright, there she is. Well, there's what we got. Now we got to remove this. And in order to remove this, we got to remove the fuel line and disconnect all the fuel injectors. Should be able to pull that whole thing up after that. First, I'm going to remove the fuel line for the fuel rail. So we got to get out our fuel rail disconnect tools, fuel line disconnect tool. Get that off of there. You're going to push it in, push the tool back, and then pull it off. Alright, she's loose. The little bracket holding the fuel line. Take that loose. And then we can free up that fuel line, get it out of the way. Put the screw back in so we don't lose it. It's pretty easy to take it loose from here too. Take the safety lock off and then push this little button. And there you go. Who remembers what video it was when I lost this little red clip under the car? Leave a comment in the comment section. Hopefully all this goes smoothly. You know, for working on a Ford, it hadn't been too bad. Everything's going all right. I think before I take that intake off completely, let me go ahead and take off this thermostat housing deal. I got a pan underneath. I think I'll just take off this hose here and see what drains out of her. Come on, click in there. No, it's not going to do it for me. Oh, there. No. All right. I really need to find my radiator pick. Where do you get back in here? Let me go take a gander. For the life of me, I cannot find that thing. I found something close. We'll see if that works. It's not as good as my little pick. Kind of works the same if I can get it in there though. Just work your way around the hose once you get it slid under there. And then They're easier to break loose. There it is. Alright, well, no fluid coming out of there. Now I'm going to just take this one off too. Get it out of the way, so when I finally do take this thermostat housing water neck type contraption off, I can just slide it back. It's also got under here, you can see that's that, it's all steel neck down there. It's got a little O-ring, so this whole thing will come off and you got the little O-ring down there. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, she don't work too bad. I definitely need to find my other one though. Been missing for quite some time. Yeah, that breaks off real nice and easy once you get under there. Hopefully I don't lose any of them. Alright, we get them fuel injectors unplugged and she should come right out of there. After 187 of these little red locking tabs. Alright, an update on where I am now. I've got basically all the electrical connectors, you know, the camshaft position solenoids and everything, coils. All the wiring harness is basically loose, and all the lines that I needed to take off, like the expansion tank hose and water hose for their fuel line. So I'm ready to get at these valve covers now and get to the cams. So that's what we're going to be working on now. These are a 10 millimeter. You're going to want to use a deep well socket because there's a lot of studs in there. I'm going to need to take these coils off first before I can get this valve cover off. Kind of overlooked that. 8 millimeter. One bolt is piece. And then you just come right out. Just like that. And we're good to go. Alright, now that we got all them out, it should come up. I don't know why it's not. All the bolts are loose. Wow. I don't see anything holding it. Alright, so all I did to get this loose was just kind of take a little screwdriver, pried it just a little bit, and then I really gave her a good yank, and she's come loose now. I looked up service data, it didn't say anything special, but there is a special tool to get these seals on around the variable valve timing solenoids and the spark plug tubes. All right. Ah, she's coming. And there she is. Success. Well, there's all the internals. Got the cam phasers, the timing chain, more timing chain stuff. I don't know if you can see real good because of the sun. I got it parked out front. We're not in the shop, obviously. We're out here in the wilderness. Yeah, it's kind of dark in there. I gotta get my flashlight. Ah, there it is. Fully charged. Love it. All right. There we go. Into everything. Next step. We have to remove the serpentine belt. Remove the alternator. It says to remove, in surface data it says to remove the AC lines. I got to jack up the front of the motor. And then I got to take off this engine mount and try to get this front timing cover off. Oh yeah, that's fun. And like magic, I got it in the shop. The sun was glaring on me and I couldn't see a lot of the parts in here, and filming sucked, so I brought her in here. I got my hood light. As you can see, she's on the quick jacks. I gotta take that tire off. I gotta take the fender liner out. I gotta put a jack under the oil pan to keep this engine up while I take off the motor mount. And I gotta get the whole front end of that motor off. Hopefully I don't have to do anything with the AC, but there's another alternator that's crammed in there. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a project. First thing I'm going to do now that we got it in the shop is take the wheel off. Wow, look what we got under here. Looks like something's done a little rubbing. Yeah. But anyway, it's just a bunch of these little tabs. Probably won't film it. You guys seen this before. Just these little plastic tabs and one little 8mm, I believe. That's it. Alright, now we have access. There's the liner. It's all out. We have better access. We got the crank. Yeah, I got the idler pulley back there. AC. And then a lot of them bolts we gotta take off for the cover. Now I'm gonna take off this serpentine belt, and it's pretty easy. I don't know, I can't get a camera on it, but right here is where I can put in a ratchet, 3/8 ratchet. It's a little square, and it goes, just fits right on in there. Just like that. Sorry about the camera work. Everything is tight, so you just pull it over. Just like that, and that'll loosen it. Alright, now I need 2 hands. And now you see I got that belt off. There's the serpentine belt. I put a little mark on there with an arrow pointing towards the front of the motor, so when I go to put it back on, yeah, I can put it back on right. Well, right where it was anyway. Looks like it's in decent shape. Fold it over here. No cracks or anything, so doesn't look that bad. I'll look it over some more. There's a little gauge in there too. You could put a little gauge in there and test them, but looks alright. Now I'm going to start taking all the stuff off the front of the motor. Not much of it I can film. It's just, you know, I got this AC line in the way and I have to be in there and see. But first I'm going to take this tensioner off right here. I think it's just 3 bolts. I'll take that tensioner off, and then I'm going to go down, seeing as it's open and exposed here, I'm going to get after that crank pulley, and then we'll go from there. I'm actually able to get onto it with my little mini ratchet, my little 1/4 inch here, and the bolts, they ain't really that bad. And once they're loose, they're pretty loose, so I can just grab the socket and do it with finger tight. So that's really good so far. Oh yeah, there she is. She's coming. And that's it. That's the tensioner. And now let's see how this is gonna act. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Right. Just made it with this one. Threaded that one all the way down. Alright, got this little rubber block, and I'm putting that jack under the oil pan per all data service data instructions. So I'm going to jack it up a little bit, or just take the weight off of it so that I can get that upper mount off. So there's the mount we're after next. Just looks like about 4 bolts, and then maybe take this part of it off too. We'll see. Oh yeah, we gotta get it off of there. So 2 bolts on each. Well, 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on top. Try to go manual. Wow. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get a little leverage on that baby. Holy. Oh God, oh no. Oh, we shaved some of it off. Ah, man. What's ridiculous about this is it's a little bit loose. That's a 15 millimeter. Okay. Let's see. Oh, where's a 14? That's a 15. Little loose. 14 doesn't fit at all. So you go to 9/16, too small. Go to 5/8, all kinds of play. So you either got to deal with the play from the 5/8 or the 15. It's like a size in between all of them. Crazy. I'm just going to have to get a 14 on there and call in the team. Oh, I don't know. I just can't believe that it's that tight. And a 9/16, that's a 9/16, but a 5/8 loose, 15 loose, 14 don't fit. Obviously 9/16 don't fit. You know, what do you do? I call in the team. Wow, I see it move a little, but well, we get some air. All right, calling in for a little backup. The old Earthquake XT. Let's see. Oh, we don't got any air. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that, baby. Earthquake XT for the win. I'm gonna have a little fun getting that out of there. Well, I got it in hand. May as well slap on the 18 mil. Go to work over here. Boom. Right off. Ooh, piece of that bracket broke off. I guess I don't need to take the bolt out if that's happening. Yeah. Ah, there's the prize. Look at that. See that? That ear broke off. So, oh well. And that's trying to get the bolt out. See what we got in here. See, it's that bolt right there. Let's see. Still got a little chunk back there. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Next, I'm just going to take off the cam solenoids here. A couple of 8mm. And then you just pull that guy out of there. Just like that. There we go. Now do the other side. Now I'm going to go after that cover. It says I got to take the alternator off in service data, but I don't see why so far. So I'm going to just start taking the bolts off and see what we got. This is where it's nice to have the service data, folks. You can see where all the bolts are, because when you're in here, well, some of them you just got to feel around for, you know. So very nice and visible on service data. You can see exactly where they are. And purple, nice color too. Now I got all the bolts off, I believe. I'll double check, but in service data they also have pry points. Use a pry tool. There's 5 pry pads. So blow that up. We got a pry point here, 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 and here. So that's good to know. Alright, here's one of the pry points. Let's see if we can't break it loose here. Wow. Went and got me another little pry tool. Hopefully that'll fit in there, because it's pretty tough. Well, little at a time. That almost feels like there's more bolts. Let me check again. You know, I do see a couple of bolts. See, there's a big honking bolt. And there's another one. See, where is it? Right back in there. That's another bolt. But on service data, it doesn't show that those hold it on. So I don't know. Looking back at service data, it does say to remove these. It says to remove the lower 10mm front cover bolts. Now, why in the heck wouldn't you say that right there? Just include it in that. I don't get it. Why's that got to be a different spot? There's a different spot there. Different spot there. Just include it in the whole thing. Jeez. If I'd have followed service data from start to finish, you know, in order, then I'd have caught it, but still, it just seems ridiculous to me. Finally got the bolts out. Now let's see if this will come off. Let's give it a shot. Man, that still feels like there's bolts. Man, I'm gonna have to check again. Insane. I did find another one. A big 15 mil. Alright, let's give that a shot. See if we get any progress. Oh yeah, she's coming off beautifully now. Huh. Wow. Alright. Definitely helps when you take all the bolts off. Uh-oh. Lost the socket. Alright. I was in the middle of getting the money shot and the battery died, so hopefully you got it. But anyway, we got that cover loose. We just gotta take that out of there somehow. All kinds of stuff in the way. Ooh, there we go. Success. Take a look at that thing. That's a big cover. That's the whole front of the motor right there. Wow. So there's the guy we're after down in there. That's the water pump. Why Ford engineers stuff like this, I'll never know, but it is ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely insane. You gotta take the whole front of the engine off and the whole top half of the engine off just to get to a water pump. Insane. I had to rotate the cam, well, I had to rotate the crank so that the cams were in time. And there's a little, let's see if I can get you under here. There's a little dot at the top of the cam. And that needs to be straight up as far as the head goes. And then there's another dot on that one down there. You can't really see it, but they got to be in line. And then you got to take off this oil tube so that you can fit your tool on here. And I'll show you, there's a special tool that holds the cam in places, the cams in place on both sides. So I'm going to take these oil tubes off and show you that tool. Now, with the oil tube out, here is the camshaft holding tool. That slides right down on here. Alright, that's how it looks from the back there on the camshaft. It's got two flat spots. There's the flat spots on this side. I'm going to have to remove the oil tube on this side and do the same thing. There's another one for the other side. And you want to make sure that this is flat all the way down. That's got to touch the block. I don't know if you guys remember, but we did have a camshaft alignment code, some kind of out of alignment code for camshafts or something like that. And something's not jiving here. Let me show you. All right, here in service data. Now I showed you guys how to put these cam things on. Okay, so you're supposed to line the little marks up, these little dots at the top like I showed you. That'll get the two flat spots in on the cam to put the tool in. Got to remove that to put the tool in. Then you put the tool in. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Okay, then it wants you to mark the link that's not colored. It wants you to mark it on there where the dot is on that side and the other side. And when you do, the colored link is supposed to be between the dots. The dot on the crankshaft is supposed to be between the two colored links. Well, for one, on here, hit my drill. Okay, so that one went on. This one's having trouble getting on. I turned the crankshaft a little bit to the left and right, trying to wiggle it on there, but I don't want to force it on. But let's go underneath here. Look where the colored link is. See that colored link? I don't know if you can see it good. Yeah. So right there, that colored link is like 3 links away from the dot on the crankshaft. Now I do remember the customer telling me something about the car never drove right again after the first guy did the water pump. It was always stumbling and it just didn't have the power it used to, didn't run real good ever since. So something's wrong here. I should be able to get those tools on there, slide them on, no problem. With those 2 dots up where we need them, these 2 should just slide on there nice. I should find the dots, be able to mark the links, and that dot on the crankshaft should be right in between those 2 colors, and they're not. They're way off. They're like 3 links away, so I want to make sure that we get this timing good. So I went and bought a kit. This kit has the timing chain with colored timing marks on it, so you're sure that you can line those marks up. This kit from Napper, that's number 90738 SWP. Let's get this timing chain off and we'll compare the two. We got all the parts laid out on the table now. This is everything that the kit comes with. It's got your timing chain guides here. It's got the 2 chains for the that go to the 2 camshafts. here and here. That's this chain that tie these two together. And as you can see, there's a little black link there and another black link there, and same with that one. So these will line up good. And what our timing chain don't have, the one that's installed, are these locator links. You can see there's one gold one here, that's for a camshaft, one black one here, that's for the camshaft, and then you have two black colored ones here, and that dot on the crank, which this also comes with a crank sprocket, so that little dot will go in between these two black ones. So really hard to get that wrong. And went with the kit because, you know, that timing chain is like a for sure thing. You line the dots up with the links, you're on. I didn't want any cam crank correlation issues and things like that. So let's get it in. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but it also comes with the water pump. This is a water pump replacement kit. So in the white box we also have the water pump. Okay, before I remove this timing chain, I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to mark where the marks were on this timing chain. Got the, hard to see, but you see the little dot right there. I'm just going to mark which link that's in, mark which link that's in, and the crankshaft. And then we'll measure it up. We'll compare it to the new chain. Alright, now that those are all marked, I'm going to start by getting the tensioner off here. Two 8mm bolts. Gotta be real careful not to drop those down there. We got a open pan down here. Really should put something in there to cover that up so no debris or nuts or bolts get in there. There's that. Now this chain guide will just slide right off. And there's that. And now she's pretty loose on that side. Now two 8mm bolts to get this one. Alright, once that one's out, should be loose enough to come off. Alright, got the old chain here. Here's our marks. See, that's in between. None of these except the two that are here, you know, go in between. The crank's the only one that goes in between links. This link, solid hole link, and there's a black one in there somewhere. There you go. That's a black link right in the center. On ours, by the crank, we have this, but we don't have two colored ones. We only have an orange colored one, and then no other colored ones at all. But our mark was here. That might be good. I don't know. It's in between links on this other one. But the cam is in between links here on that mark. And then for our other mark, it's right. And I think this is the one that's off. I counted them all up. From this camshaft to this camshaft, I got 99. From this camshaft to this crankshaft, 73, and then, you know, 82 from there to there. The total is 254. I did the new chain, and I got 98 from here to here. 99 on the old chain, 98 from here to here. And then 73 from here to here, and 83 from here to here. So 83 was off on this one, 82 on this one, 99 in this one, 98, and then the 83. So Same total number amount, but just one little tooth off there. The customer told me that the guy did this. The guy that did this, he did it right there in his backyard in like 5 hours or something like that. Probably some dude works out of his pole barn or something. Don't even got a real shop. No, it wasn't me. Water pump is out. And it's confirmed. Got some broken fins off in there. Got one about to go. Oh yeah, she's out of there. Alright, changing the right part, that's for sure. There's a new one. I guess they're just going to keep on making them out of plastic. They love the sale. Alright then. Thought I might have got an extra gasket there for a minute there. But no, this one has 2 gaskets. Interesting. I got everything in. New chains on, guide rails, chain guides rather. You can see, wow, can you see? I don't know. Try to get you to see. Alright, there's that link matched up with the dot. This side, that colored link, it's kind of gold, matched up with the dot. Down here, as you can see, it's between the 2 links on the crank. So now it's time to pull the grenade pin. That's it. And that brings that tensioner out. Now everything's locked in place. I can take off my little tools here, cam holders, and we're good to go. Yeah, baby, she's looking good now. As you can see, I reused all of the original Ford parts. That's all OEM, the guides and everything. The only thing I used from the kit is the pump and the timing chain. Unfortunately, they wouldn't sell me just the timing chain. I had to get the whole kit. That's the way it is, I guess. Time to clean the timing chain cover. And if you're wondering what I'm scraping the gasket off with, it's the Astro Tools 9532 tungsten carbide. And if you're using this, you want to be nice and easy because she's sharp. Just go nice and flat and scrape that off of there. Surfaces are all nice and clean and shined up. Got the rough stuff with the 9532, and then of course we just polished her up with the conditioning wheel. Now it's time for a little sealer. Almost forgot to include you guys. Yeah, I got her all together, filled her up with water, and I filled her up with oil. Now this is where we're at. She's smoking a little, but that's pretty common after a major overhaul like this. That'll burn off and be fine. But anyway, I got the coolant temperature pulled up here. We're just going to watch that. And watch the dash as well. She sounds a lot better. No check engine light, low fuel. We're just going to let that build up. I got the camshaft position sensors pulled up. No errors across the board. I'm not getting that P0017, the cam crank correlation. So far so good. And the smoke's starting to go away. Still going good. All smoking has stopped. We're about 187 degrees now. Definitely taking a lot longer to get the temperature. All right, going for a little test drive here, driving it around. She got up to like 212 on the scan tool, and now she's going back down. That's a fix. Very nice. Well, went through the codes again, and this is the only one left. Missing communication with the active grill air shutter module. No more P0017 cam crank correlation stuff. Well, as you can probably tell, it's nighttime. Put in a long day today. But we got her running. Taurus is back on the road. I just got to fill her up with some antifreeze. I just filled it up with water just to test it. I'm going to drain all that out, put the proper antifreeze and everything in it. And with an overhaul like this, you want to put oil in it, you know, top it all off, run it for a little while, and then flush it, like real nice and early after, like, you know, 50 miles or so. And then put good oil in it again. That'll flush all that junk that's in there out, and then you can start again. But that's going to be it for today. I'm tired, can barely talk. But if you like that one, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.